Hey there. So it's Friday morning. It's about 10:20. I haven't actually changed the clock in my car's daylight savings, so it's still an hour behind. I'm considering this the start of my weekend, even though I have work tonight and tomorrow and the next day. It's not a terribly busy work weekend, so I am going to take advantage of it and take a little bit of a mental break and do some fun things. I thought I would make a video about what I'm doing. So today, first stop, I'm pulling up to Starbucks right now because I'm going to try the new sugar cookie almond milk latte. So I just read that this is actually like the first all vegan, like as is holiday drink that Starbucks has made. Pete's has made some seasonal drinks where they're vegan as is, like they're just oat milk by default. But I guess this is the first one for Starbucks. Oh, I'm not supposed to go this way. I'm gonna go right here. Okay, I'm gonna go pick up my coffee and change my battery because it's flashing, and I will see you in a second. Okay, so I got my coffee. First sip. Okay, I like it. I didn't have high hopes for this one because I saw someone yesterday posted that it was kind of whatever. I think it's good. It tastes very sugar cookie-ish. It tastes like when you're having cookies and coffee together and inevitably at some point you like lose half of your cookie in the drink because it got too soggy and it sinks to the bottom and you're like, well, I'm gonna have to deal with that later, but secretly you know it's a good thing because it's gonna be delicious. So it's like that last swig of cookie coffee minus the texture, which I feel like the texture is kind of the gross part. It's like the flavor that you want. So it's like the flavor of dunking cookies in coffee. How do we feel about this little ghosty? I like him, but I feel like in some videos he's like off to the side and he's like, you know, just hanging out here. But sometimes he's like right in the way, like it's too much. Like I feel like we need to give him a name and make him a co-host or something. Anyway, now it is almost 10:30. I am on a mission to go see Eternals because I haven't seen a movie. Have I? I haven't seen a movie since before the pandemic. I feel like my memory and like timeline during the pandemic is all messed up. And there's like certain things that like I want to do and I'm like, oh, it's my first time doing this since before the pandemic, and then I'm like, wait, is it? Plus I feel like enough time has passed, like a significant amount of time has passed since things started opening up again. Like for example, I realized I really need a haircut because I think my hair is starting to look like it did toward the end of lockdown, and I have gotten a haircut. I did get my first haircut and it was kind of a big deal back in like April or May or June because it was after I got vaccinated, and but that was like 6 or 7 months ago. That was a long time. Anyway, I believe this is my first movie since 2019. I'm pretty sure it is. I think the last movie I saw was Toy Story 4 in theaters, and I remember making a big deal though over the summer because Sparks, the Sparks Brothers movie came out. The Sparks Brothers, which was a documentary about the band Sparks, and then Sparks's actual like musical movie with Adam Driver came out called Annette, and they came out like a month apart or something, and I really wanted to see both of them, and I have not watched either of them yet. I think I actually, in a Patreon vlog, I was on a mission to go see the Sparks Brothers the week that it came out, and it just didn't happen. So today is all about Eternals because I'm not a big Marvel person, and I've said this before, even in the vlog that I made where I went to Avengers Campus opening weekend, I was like, Marvel, I don't know. But I do really love Lauren Ridloff, who plays Connie on The Walking Dead. I've been following her on Instagram, and she is one of the Marvel superheroes in this movie. And so I'm really excited to see that. She's been talking about it a lot and getting me excited to go see it. So I've been like kind of planning. Another thing that I want to do today is pick up the November issue of Elle magazine because it's the Women in Hollywood issue, and there's a section on the women of the Eternals. So I wanted to see that. Plus I feel like picking up a lifestyle magazine is a good way to take a mental break, right? Like I'm not really someone who stays caught up on like celebrities and things like that, but sometimes like it just feels necessary. Like something I've realized is like, so I've not told you my full plan, what I'm trying to do with my business, but basically I'm trying to pivot and add services and scale, and I find myself like hitting roadblocks where I'm just like I have a hard time making my next move. And I kind of realize that's because I am working a lot lately, and so I become kind of a creature of habit where I just, like, I'm busy doing client visits and, you know, doing kind of a predictable weekly schedule, and so doing the extra stuff kind of gets shut out because I like just don't have the brain space for it. So in the past, when I would be feeling this way is when I would take a trip to Disneyland, because I feel like Disneyland is just a great like way to have like hit the emotional reset button when you're feeling overwhelmed. It's just you take a little break and then you come back feeling refreshed and rejuvenated and like ready to go back to work. Plus I feel like creatively it's an inspiring place, and I feel like you don't have to be an artist necessarily to get creative inspiration from Disneyland. Like, to me, it always feels inspiring seeing someone doing a job that like is the job that they're meant to be doing, that they're skilled at and talented, and they get to use all of their creative potential and something that brings them joy, even if that job is like not compared anything to what I'm doing. Can I talk? My coffee hasn't kicked in yet. It doesn't have to be anything similar to what I do, is what I'm saying. It could be totally different, but I do feel like, well, after a Disneyland trip, like my favorite way to hit Disneyland is to go rope drop first thing in the morning and then just go for a few hours. Basically, I use Bruce as my timer because my dog is at home. I have to go take him for a walk. So I'll go for a few hours. I gotta come home, take out Bruce, and then the afternoon I can spend working on like my own stuff, whether that's like coming up with plans for my business or like writing blog posts or like doing something that requires some creative energy, because I feel like I charge that battery up in the morning and then I can just use it all in the afternoon. And so I'm realizing though, without being able to hit that battery, like I need to find other ways to charge it. So I guess that is where this weekend comes in, because I'm not working a lot. I do have a few client visits here and there, but nothing too overwhelming. So I'm going to use this time to kind of recharge, but also try to get some of those projects started that I've been procrastinating because I felt like I don't have the mental capacity to do them. Anyway, I'm gonna head over to the movie theater. I think, see, here's the thing, is like, they're showing it in IMAX, and I was just reading up on, is it worth it to see movies in IMAX? So if you have input on this, please let me know. But it seemed like, based on my brief internet Googling, was that if a movie is filmed for IMAX, then it is worth it to see it in IMAX. But if it was not filmed for IMAX and it's just being shown in an IMAX theater, you're probably going to get a similar experience seeing it just in a regular theater or Dolby or whatever the options are. This is one reason I don't see movies very often. It's like there's too many choices. I want to just be able to buy a ticket and go and not have to do technological research on like whether I'm getting my money's worth. So anyway, I think I read that this film, Eternals, was filmed in IMAX or for IMAX. So I think I'm going to try to do that. So I have to be across town in like half an hour. I'm going to try and stop and get that magazine. If I have to do that after, that's fine. I actually stopped two places last night. I stopped at CVS or Walgreens, one of those, and at 7-Eleven, two places where I know I have seen magazines in the past and they did not have magazines, or like the Walgreens did, but it was like a very small selection. So I feel like, I don't know, that's another thing that I have forgotten how to do, or that has changed during the pandemic. Maybe they took out magazines to make room for other stuff, but the point is I don't know how to buy a magazine anymore. So I think I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble. I feel like that's a safe bet. So I'm going to try and hit that up on the way over to the movie theater, and then we're going to go see Eternals. Okay, so Eternals, wow. So I just saw the movie. It was very long, so be prepared. I got in at like 11:15. That was when I was chugging my coffee. I probably got in, the movie itself I think started like 11:40, 11:45, and it ended a little bit after 2 o'clock. I think the end credits finished at like 2:10. I had an idea of what I wanted to say to give you like a little mini spoiler-free review. I knew exactly what I was going to say, and then I saw the end credits, and then it all just disappeared from my head. So I guess that would be my first thing that I need to tell you, is that if you're a Marvel newbie like me, make sure you stay through the end credits. There's not one but two scenes that you need to see, and I feel like without fail there's always some people who see like one credit scene and then they just leave, and then there's something at the very end. But okay, my spoiler-free review, I loved it. It was so good, and this is coming from someone who's not the biggest Marvel fan, but I think one reason I have trouble connecting with like Marvel and action films in general is that there's not enough like story and character development, and this film I feel like was like mostly story development and character development. And so I feel like in typical action movies, like I have trouble paying attention to the action scenes because I'm not connected to the characters, so I don't really care what happens to them. So if that sounds like you, maybe give Eternals a try, because I loved it. And I feel like I already kind of want to see it again. I might do a more detailed review, but again, like I said here, I don't want to say any spoilers. My only criticism, so okay, well, first of all, I cheered inside my soul when I saw Lauren. I loved her character, Makari, but I wish that they had spent a little more time on her story. Obviously, it's a big ensemble cast and it's a long movie, so like time is a little bit limited, but I feel like that was my main criticism, is that I wish that they had divided the time up a little more evenly. And so I feel like because of that, I was going to give it a 9 out of 10. If it had not been for that one little thing, I probably would have given it a 10 or 11 or 12 out of 10. But I also think because of the end, I think the end credits scene alone probably earns it another couple of extra points. Anyway, now I'm going to Target. My clients this afternoon are pretty flexible timing, so I did stop at Barnes & Noble on my way over here, and I did find the magazine that I wanted, but something that I forgot is that they actually have different covers. I think there's 4 different covers featuring the different women of the Eternals. Actually, wait, I think that's not true. I think it's more women than just the Eternals. So I was like going to buy, so they had the Angelina Jolie one and the Salma Hayek one, and I was gonna just grab one and leave, but then I remembered that Lauren has her own cover, so it would be kind of silly to be trying to track down this magazine and like not get that one, right? But also I was flipping through the magazine and kind of realized that like pretty much everything that I would want to see in there is like on their website and like on social media and stuff like that. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, it doesn't seem like a necessary purchase anymore, but I think I'm going to purchase it anyway. So anyway, I'm going to go to Target. I really don't know where they sell magazines anymore. I think Target has them. I also stopped at CVS, Walgreens, another one. I stopped at one yesterday and I stopped at one today too, where I distinctly remember that they had a magazine rack section, like a whole aisle, and now it's all greeting cards. So I guess magazines are not a thing anymore. I don't know. Hello, happy Monday. So I realized I didn't actually finish this video. Did I have plans to have a big fun weekend? Yes. Did that actually happen? Kind of. I just didn't go according to plan. Like, I stayed home and binged a bunch of Grace and Frankie. I hung out with my cat Herschel. That is the cat that you always hear meowing in the background. Right now I just gave him a toy that he hasn't seen in a while, so I'm hoping that'll keep him quiet. Why am I in the bathroom right now? Because when I went to Target, I ended up buying not 1, not 2, but 3 bath mats. I haven't had a bath mat in a while. My old one got destroyed in the dryer, and so I've been kind of on the lookout for a good one. And I kind of went overboard and I bought 3 because they had the holiday ones out. So I got 2 holiday ones and 1 regular one, and I'll show you what they look like. So I've got kind of this like layering thing going on. And I will say, if you see these holiday bath mats at Target, they're actually nicer than I expected. Like, they're pretty soft, like they feel nice on your feet. So I would recommend them. I thought the layering thing was gonna look weird, but I think it actually looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. I also got this big plant from Trader Joe's. I don't know, I just saw that and it seemed necessary, like I needed to have it. I think I'm gonna give up on my magazine search for now or forever, because I realized every place I go and don't buy that magazine or don't find it, I'm going to end up spending money on something else. or at least being tempted to spend money on something else. Like when I went to Target, I ended up spending like $70 and I got jeans, I got the bath mats, I got snacks, I got some random stuff, but it wasn't, I mean, it was not totally necessary. And it's money that wouldn't have gotten spent that day if I wasn't looking for that magazine. So anyway, today is Monday. I think I'm gonna start this week's vlog today. I think I like the idea of like covering a few things throughout the week in one video. So I'm gonna try that this week. I'm gonna kind of practice doing that. Today, I think today, I'm going to end up making that feta TikTok pasta. I know it's like way after Herschel is making more noise now that I have not given him the toy. There's one of those, you know, the things that like the door stopper that's like a spring that sticks out of the wall. Most of the time he leaves it alone, but like probably about once a month or so, I just hear him like fling it. Anyway, I bought the new feta from Trader Joe's, the vegan feta, and I'm gonna try, he just did it again. I'm gonna try making that TikTok pasta today, I think. I had actually planned to make it last week, but I bought a basil plant for it, and the basil plant is just not looking good, so I need to go buy another one. But yeah, even though the weekend didn't go according to plan, I think it was very restful and rejuvenating, and it served its purpose. It did what I was set out to do. So anyway, I think that's all I have to say. I'm gonna sign off and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.